Hello, everyone, and welcome to my motivational instruction plan. So, a little bit about this student. Rebecca Doe is a 20-year-old white female and decided to go to dental hygiene school because her mom is a dental hygienist and she grew up with a basic knowledge of dentistry because of it. She knew that her mom made good money, worked desirable hours, and generally enjoyed her job, so she knew it would be a good career plan for her as well because she wants a family in the future. Her parents were always able to provide for her and her three sisters, and she knew that dental hygiene would allow for her to do the same for her future family. Rebecca graduated high school in Colorado Springs and took her prerequisites at Colorado Mesa University in Grand Junction, Colorado. She has always been a straight A student and has been very focused on her education. In high school, she balanced many sports, a job, and AP classes all at the same time while maintaining a 4.0 GPA. She has a desire to be successful in life and always continue her education no matter where she decides to go. So, about her some more. She applied for dental hygiene school at Colorado Northwestern Community College and got in right away, but as soon as she was accepted, her friend Brianna got accepted into radiology technician school and started talking to her about what it entails. She was very intrigued by the idea of radiology technician school because she thought she might love working in a hospital setting and she thought she would love taking x rays. Rebecca thought about it a lot, but she was scared to change majors because she worked hard to get into the dental hygiene program. She was worried about what her parents would think, and she knew that if she worked towards the other program, that it would take that much longer for her to get a degree. She ended up deciding to stay in dental hygiene school, but she continued to wonder if she was making the right decision. So, skip ahead to her first year clinic. Rebecca is now at the end of her first semester in dental hygiene, and she's not loving it. She appears to be bored and disinterested, and the only class that she enjoys is radiology. She spends a lot of her office hours practicing on Dexter. I've been her clinical instructor for 4 months now, and one day I approach her and ask her how she's doing because I can see her lack of enthusiasm. She says she's doing well, but I know there's something else going on in her head. And she finally breaks down and tells me everything about how she came to dental hygiene school and where her head is. She explains that she has done nothing the past 4 months but think about if she should be there or not. She says it's not the small town life or the people that bother her. She just doesn't know how she feels about dental hygiene. She voices all her concerns to me, and I can see that she's troubled. I ask her to go home and make a list of pros and cons of dental hygiene compared to radiology technology, and she agrees. My hope in doing this and asking her to do this is that she will be able to weigh the different sides and see which one has more pros for her. So the next day she comes back and she brought this list. So she was saying that some of the pros of dental hygiene is that she'd make $40 an hour, she'd have good hours, and there's a smaller number of office staff wherever she would work. Some of the cons are that she would see some nasty things because dental hygiene can be gross sometimes. She would not have any medical benefits, and she's not as interested in it. But the pros for being a radiology technician is that she has a huge interest in it. She would have medical benefits. It would be a stable job and has more opportunities to continue her education. The only two cons that she could see with that is that she'd have some odd hours and she would only make $27 an hour. So when we sit down to talk about it, I immediately point out that she has more pros and less cons on her radiology technician list than she does on her dental hygiene school list. She agrees, but she points out that she would make more money as a dental hygienist, so she thinks that's a more important positive than some of the others. I then ask her what she wants from a career, and she says that she wants to enjoy her job. I tell her that she should follow the career that she thinks would make her most happy, and if that is to be a radiology technician, then I think that's what she should follow. I then address her concerns about making less money by pointing out the fact that the extra money she makes as a dental hygienist would probably all be spent on medical insurance, and that in reality, she would probably be pocketing the same amount as a radiology technician. She thanks me for my help and leaves. So, the next week, Rebecca informs the program director that she will be leaving the program. She comes to let me know as well, and I can see that she looks different. It's as if a weight has been lifted off her shoulders, and I am saddened that she is leaving the program and that I won't get to work with such a delightful person anymore, but I know that she is going where she needs to go. I wish her best of luck and tell her to contact me if she needs anything. Skip ahead to 1 year later. Rebecca emails me and says that she is now in radiology technician school and that she's loving it. She sent me these pictures, and I can tell that she is much more happy with what she's doing than when she was in hygiene school. She informed me that her parents were very understanding and were proud of her for making such a hard decision, but one that would be rewarding in the end. She thanked me again for my guidance and said that she would not have pursued something like this if I had not sat down and helped her work through it. So, in conclusion, of course, as a dental hygiene instructor, I would want all of my students to have as strong of a passion for dentistry as I do, and I want to cultivate an atmosphere where they grow to love it. But I also believe it is my job as an instructor to care about my students outside of dentistry. To me, it is more important to care about their well being as a whole, and sometimes that means steering them towards a different direction, such as the case with Rebecca. In the end, I want them to live happy lives and have good careers, and I would be honored to be a part in shaping them, no matter what the situation is. I think one of the strongest attributes of an excellent teacher is listening to their students. I think this situation is a prime example of how that fits into teaching, because the instructor saw something outside of what was visible and found out the details by listening. Continuing the conclusion, I believe that this quote really sums it up perfectly. Most teachers care about imparting knowledge to students, but the best teachers also care about the relational aspect of teaching. They take time to establish a trusting and caring connection with their students, who in turn become more receptive to what's being taught. They get to know their students' interests, talents, and needs, which helps them prepare lessons and helps students feel the partnership of the learning experience. And here is my reference. Thank you for listening.